Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Jason Kokenzie with Building Wealth Now. I am your host. Good to be back in the saddle again and ready for this next episode of this podcast. I hope you guys are all doing well. Looking forward to summer. Things are crazy in the world right now with the economy. And so we're going to get into some topics today that I think ultimately a lot of you are going to be able to find fascinating and hopefully helpful for you as you look at this wonderful inflation that we've got going on, as well as the gas prices that are causing issues, grocery issues, all kinds of issues in the economy. We want to make sure that we can help you out best navigate. If you're looking to retire early, we want to help you best navigate. Hey, listen, if you are a first time listener, welcome. Glad you're here. I hope you're having a great day. This podcast is all about building wealth now, having a great outcome financially in life, building an awesome economy, and ultimately, trying to help you guys build wealth now to retire early. I mean, who doesn't want to do that? I hope that you listen to this because there's a lot of great things. If you're a guest or if you're a longtime listener, first of all, hit that subscribe button down below. I hope you can do that. Number one, but go over to iteachfreedom.com. Guys, here's the one thing about this. I never give sales pitches. I don't have anything to sell you. Okay. So I don't have courses. I don't have anything to sell you, no paraphernalia or anything. I don't have t-shirts or hats. Maybe one day, I don't know, but I don't sell anything on this. This information is free for you because ultimately at the end of the day, I just love helping people. I love helping people make better choices financially. There's one thing that I absolutely know in this life is that we need more financial education in our school systems and our colleges, because when all is said and done, a lot of people just go in blindly to different things. And they, lo and behold, they get smacked into adulthood and they get smacked with different financial lessons that are hard to learn. And so my purpose is giving education on these things, helping people learn different techniques and angles, not just following what everyone else says, because of following what everyone else says is actually going to hurt you potentially in the long run. And so that's really kind of the topic of even today, things that are not necessarily bad, but they're not necessarily completely good either. And so we're going to get that conversation. But again, I just want to welcome everybody here today. So glad that you're part of this podcast. Again, click subscribe. We're over on YouTube. We're on all the major podcasting platforms. And then you can find our awesome Facebook group, which is iteachfreedom.com. I am a huge fan of online business. I'm a huge fan of residual passive income. I want to help you live your life. I'm a big fan of the beach. In fact, I got my Siesta Key Beach on today. I'm a huge fan of the beach. I'd rather be at the beach. I'd rather be able to do the things I want to do rather than being stuck in a 9-to-5 job rat race. Now, you might say, well, Jason, I love my 9-to-5. Fine. You love your 9-to-5. Great. No worries about that at all. But I want to help you get better at what you're doing. Now, I'm going to talk about some things that might be controversial today. There's just so many things going on in this world. And, I fall under the mentorship of several different people. And I know that some of the people that are going to listen to this podcast today specifically might be a little offended. Fine, whatever. I'm not here to help you be offended. I'm here to help you think a little bit differently. I have been recently. I'm a big Facebook fan. I do a lot of business via Facebook, but ultimately, when all is said and done, I have a love-hate relationship with Dave Ramsey. For those of you who are Dave Ramsey lovers, stay tuned because I'm going to help you hopefully get to the next level. Okay. If you want to go learn about my opinion of Dave Ramsey, go all the way back to the very, very beginning of this podcast, way at one of your first original episodes, and you're going to hear what I think about Dave Ramsey. Now, here's the thing. I think Dave Ramsey has a lot of good things going for him. But I think once you get out of debt, you kind of get to the starting line of life. And when it comes to investing and making good money, I don't think Dave Ramsey's a guy. If you want to be out of debt and just kind of live a normal, average, salary life, fine, listen to Dave Ramsey. But if you want to elevate your game and truly have time and financial freedom, emphasis on time and financial freedom, stay tuned because I want to help you guys out. I want to help you guys out with making that change. Now, I apply several different people's lessons to me, such as people such as Robert Kiyosaki, people such as Grant Cardone, those different types of people. There's several other people out there that I really admire and listen to as far as economy and finances as well. And then obviously I put my own twist on different things as I go because I'm an online business guy. I focus a lot on online business, but I have a very diversified portfolio of income streams, but my world is online business. And so you're going to hear a little bit different of my world comparatively speaking to a lot of even those guys, even though I love what those guys have to say. But if you are a Dave Ramsey lover, look, I'm not against getting out of debt. Fine, get out of debt. I believe consumer debt is terrible. If it is consumer debt, bad consumer debt, let me put it that way, bad consumer debt, I think you're missing some different things. If you want to say that all debt is bad, this is not going to be the podcast for you. It's just not. Because I think it's foolish to say that all debt is bad debt. I do. I think it's foolish to say that. But ultimately, when all said and done, consumer debt is rough. All right. When you're just going and buying frivolous things, if you can turn something that can put an asset for you through using debt, look, if somebody else is paying for my debt, I'm good with that. Okay. But that's not really kind of the point of today's conversation. The point of today's conversation is really some things that are taught, which I'm not 100% against, but I'm also not 100% in favor for too. So let me just throw a couple things out there to you. Some things I've posted here recently that have got some arguments, okay, and some people who just apparently they apparently they get frustrated with what I say. Fine, whatever. You do you. If you don't like my opinion, fine. You don't have to listen to me. You don't have to do what I'm asking you to do. I'm just giving you another side, another angle, another way to look at things when it comes to the economy and your finances. Ultimately, guys, for those of you who've been listening to me for a while, you know that my point is to help you maximize your income. All right. So here's the thing. You can't save your way to wealth. You can't save your way to wealth. And you're saying, well, Jason, what if I keep saving money? Well, here's the thing. I know that there are exceptions to the rule. I get that. And some of the things I'm saying today, there are exceptions to the rule. But I'm talking to the average person here. I'm talking to the average. The average person cannot save the way to wealth because here's the deal. If a person, the average U.S. citizen makes $59,000 a year. $59,000 a year. The average person cannot save their way to wealth. So you have to understand several things here. So I'm going to go through a couple different phrases here that I want you to listen to. And I need you to understand these things. First of all, you can't save your way to wealth. The average person cannot save their way to wealth because if the average person is making $59,000 a year, it's very challenging in today's economy. Guys, here's the reason why. Because right now, if we were to stop life right now in what we've got going on, the rate of inflation's at 8.5%, and it's probably going to get worse. This is May 2022. Okay, for those of you who are following along the timeline. Right now, the inflation rate's 8.5%. The cost of living increase, typically what people, companies, businesses, jobs give you as an employee is around 2.5% to 3%. So you are losing money. You are losing money from last year to this year because of inflation. You've actually lowered your annual salary because of inflation. So now you're going to be even stressed out more, even if you are debt free, to be able to save the amount of money, not including if you are married and if you've got kids and if your spouse doesn't work, you've got kids, you've got those different things. Renting, if you rent, then you have other issues because the rental rates are going. Right now, even though the interest rates are going up, economy as far as the housing market is still going up. Are we going to have a crash? I believe so. I believe that we're going to have a crash. But ultimately, the average person cannot save their way to wealth. They can't do it. Even if they're debt free, they cannot do it. It's a very, very challenging thing. Okay. If you do a 4% draw rate of your savings at the point of retirement, which the average age of retirement is in the mid 70s, right? If you're doing a 4% return, then, the question is, how much money do you have to have in the bank in order to return what you need to survive? Here's the problem. If you want to retire early, and that's what my podcast is about, if you want to retire early, saving is not the way to do it. Now, if you're okay with working the rest of your life until you're in your 70s and you want to retire, fine. in your 70s, maybe late 60s, fine. If that's what you want to do, fine. That's not what this podcast is about. So again, what I'm going to say is probably going to irk you a little bit. It's probably going to offend some of you. Probably going to make some of you upset with me. Fine. Skip this podcast. Go somewhere else. Do something else. I don't care. You're not going to hurt my feelings. I'm not here to sell you anything. I don't have any course to sell you. So I'm not losing money. I'm not gaining money. So go do something else. I don't care. Your negativity doesn't help the situation out. It's not going to help your situation, and I don't really care about it. Okay? So go do something else. Now, here's the deal. Can't save your way to wealth. What a lot of people need to understand is it's not how much money you make, it's how much money you keep. This is so important. All right. You can make six figures, but if you lose 50% of it due to taxes, you're only worth less than the average U.S. citizen is annually. Since the average U.S. citizen is $59,000, you make $100,000, but you're losing $50,000 due to taxes. Here's the deal. You're not better than the majority of the world. It may look like on paper, at least initially, that you're okay until tax time comes along. What you need to understand is not how much money you make. It is how much money you keep, which ultimately means you need to understand and learn what tax law is. And you say, well, Jason, I have a CPA for that. Now, I get that. Look, I'm not against CPAs. In fact, I'm in favor of CPAs. But when all said and done, so incredibly important, people, CPAs don't know everything about tax law. There's 75,000 pages to tax law. 50 of them are things that you have to do legally, and literally the rest of them on how to get out of paying taxes. I have a whole book here, which I don't know where it went. I had it right here to use as an example, and it disappeared from me. Anyways, oh, actually, it's right behind here. I have it right here. Give me just a second. For those of you who are on YouTube, you'll be able to see this. This is one of, oh, what in the world just happened there? I just had a massive issue with this particular thing. But here is a book, How to Pay Zero Taxes. Okay, how to pay zero taxes. See that? Okay, let me back up. I don't know what happened. Everything, I just reached behind this to get this book and everything just blew up. That's funny. Anyway, for those of you who are watching, I apologize. This is weird. Okay, let's see if we can do anything. Let's see if we can adjust this any. Is it gonna mess things up? I don't know. I don't know. It something just messed up. So if you are watching this via YouTube, I apologize, especially those of you who are live streaming this bad boy. This is a challenge right now. That's okay. All right, guys. Well, here's the deal. All right. It looks like it's still working correctly. So we'll just keep going on. You just get to see my screen. It's really huge right now. So I'm not really sure what's going on here, but that's all right. All right. So here's the deal, guys. I believe it's important for you to learn how to pay as little taxes as you possibly can. Now, if you are a typical employee, W-2 employee, you're going to have more taxes than most people. That's just the way it's going to go. But at the end of the day, how do you make more money? It's by actually increasing what you or decreasing what you have to pay out. And so ultimately, it's not how much money you make, it's how much money you keep. So how does the average person become a wealthy person? Because the wealthy people understand something that the average person doesn't understand. And guys, I'm not telling you to be average. I'm trying to increase your economic financial literacy to help you be able to retire early. That is my goal of with what I want you to do. Okay? So, where is the best place to get tax advantages? Real estate's a great one, but I'm going to say business is the best one. I love real estate, but I love business better. And you can say, well, I'm a real estate business owner, fine, whatever. That better be an investor and not a real estate agent, because there's definitely two different things there. If you invest in real estate, that's a good thing. Not that a real estate agent is bad, but you need to understand the difference. So the best place for tax advantages are actually businesses. There's a lot of different things I could say about that. Obviously, my angle is always online business. I love online business because it's better than brick and mortar business. Why? Because I don't have to have employees. I don't have to have payrolls, extra insurance. I don't have to have buildings. I don't have to have employee headaches. I don't have to have all that kind of other stuff that I just don't want to deal with. I don't have to have those things. With an online business, the only employee is me. That's it. The only employee is me. And so I don't have to deal with all those different types of headaches. So ultimately, I love businesses. I love online businesses are better, especially online businesses are global in what they do, especially when they can be automated. because when there's automation, there's a true passive income that is there that ultimately, guys, when all is said and done, your different typical investments in the stock market, such as Roth IRAs and 401ks, can't touch it. Real estate can't touch it. Not only that, but here's the thing, guys. I am not against Roth IRAs or 401ks. I invest in Roth IRAs and 401ks. I like Roth IRAs and 401ks. In fact, if you have a company, a job that matches that, you might as well take it. It's free money. Not only that, but it also helps you reduce your bottom line of what you owe to the government. So yes, it is a great vehicle to use. But if it is the main vehicle that you are using in order to retire, I'm going to tell you something. You might end up being very disappointed at the point of time of retirement. Now, here's the deal. You might be saying, well, Jason, I'm going to retire and I want to retire very well. Well, the question is, how old are you? Now, you might be a baby boomer. And so therefore, because you're a baby boomer, you might have put a great enough time into that and whatever. But here's the question, maybe, maybe not. Again, if I'm going off of averages, you may not be that type of person, because if we look at the law of averages, and the law of averages show us and tell us that when all is said and done, the average person is not going to be able to retire. The average person is not going to be able to stop doing their work. In fact, the majority of people are going to work until they die. In fact, the average person, 99% of them to be exact, only has $10,000 or less in the bank. Well, that's no good. $10,000 at a 4% draw rate over 7 years or 10 years or 15 years, however long you want to retire, doesn't give you a whole lot per month, right? But here's a bigger problem. What if all the money you invested in the stock market, like the Roth IRA or 401k, what if, listen, what if when all is said and done, the stock market crashes? Right now, that's a very high possibility for a lot of people. In fact, today, the last week alone, the stock market has absolutely been ridiculous with how many points it's dropped. What if it's time for you to retire? It could take literally years for it to get back to where you want it to be. And if that's the case, if it takes years for where you want it to be and you need to retire now, do you go back to work? Do you wait for the market to correct? What do you do? So please understand, I am not saying that the 401k and the Roth IRA are a bad thing. I'm just saying, if you put all of your eggs in that basket and the stock market crashes when it's your turn to retire, there will be issues. That's what I'm trying to say. So, yes, there is passive income, quote unquote, in Roth IRAs and 401ks, but I really believe it's important to diversify your income. Learn how to make other sources of income that are passive for you outside of the Roth IRA and 401k. Diversify, diversify, diversify. Okay. And I'm just going to say this. This may irritate some of you and offend some of you. I really believe that financial advisors and financial planners, for the most part, are really worthless. Here's the deal. They're trying to make a buck just like you are. If you go back to one of my other podcasts back, I don't know what number it is, but I'll just kind of quickly give you a general survey of it. The average financial planner and financial advisor has no ability to retire early. In fact, they're going to retire at the same age that everyone else is going to retire. They're average with their finances. They're just telling you to put your money into some type of Roth IRA or 401k, some type of mutual fund. But yet, at the same point in time, they really don't have much more financial sense than you do, because they are very narrow-minded in what they're doing. And so if you're taking their advice for your future, I'm going to tell you something, you're going to end up frustrated. Diversify your income. The stock market, mutual funds, 401ks, Roth IRAs are not the answer. I believe they are part of the answer. I don't believe they are all of the answer. Does that make sense? Okay, so you need to understand something. No one else is going to build your dreams. You've got to go build your dreams. You need to go diversify your income. And I will say this, I love real estate, invest in real estate. I love the stock market, invest in the stock market. I love the crypto market, invest in crypto market. I love online business, invest in the online business world. Those are all great places to invest. Don't just invest in one. My heart for you is to retire early. And by early, I don't mean 70. I mean, listen, if you're 40, how about by 50 or younger? If you're 30, how about by 40? If you're 20, how about by 30? If you're 50, how about by 60? If you're 60, fine, it's probably going to have to be 70, but here's the deal, we can make it a lot faster than what the gurus, so to speak, are saying. But you need to learn how to diversify your income, and you're going to have to take the extra time in order to do so. You're going to have to take some off hour time to build those dreams. And ultimately, here's the deal. You got to learn how to create your own economy. Allow your economy to work for you instead of you constantly having to work for money. Let the money work for you all the time, 24 hours a day, 7 days of work, week. I love it when I wake up in the morning and saw that I made a bunch of money in the nighttime when I was asleep. I like it when I'm at the beach and I'm enjoying the beach. I'm snorkeling, I'm fishing, I'm swimming, I'm doing whatever it is that I'm doing at the beach. And ultimately, I love it when I'm at the beach and when I get back in my vehicle and head home or whatever. I love the fact that I made money while doing that. That's allowing for you to create your own economy. Guys, if these are the things that speak out to you, if you're like, you know what, Dave Ramsey's good, he helps me out of debt, but this whole next step stuff, this baby step number 7 is just not cutting it for me. I want to make more income quicker. I want to be able to retire early. I don't want to wait till I'm 65, 70, 75 years old. Guys, that's what I want you. That's what this podcast is about. That's what iteachfreedom.com is all about. We want to help you make the money faster. And I've literally helped hundreds, if not thousands of people do so. In fact, it has been thousands, just be fair. I want to help you do that as well. You need to think outside the box. You need to think differently than what everyone else is telling you when it comes to Roth IRAs and 401Ks. Again, may I say this one last time? I am in favor of those things, but I'm definitely more in favor of you diversifying your income. If that's you, if that speaks to you, if that tugs on your heart, if that helps you think outside the box just a little bit, there's a lot more podcasts in Building Wealth Now that will help stretch you a little bit more. If you want to jump into online business, but you're not sure what's out there, and there's all kinds of great things that are out there, but there's also a lot of sketchy things out there. Listen, I will walk you through several different online businesses. No sales pitch ever. Go to iteachfreedom.com. Check it out, guys, and learn what's there. No sales pitch. Guys, I promise you to be awesome. Thank you so much for tuning today. May have been in a soapbox, not trying to be, but I'm just trying to help you guys out. You have a wonderful day, and we'll chat very soon. Go to iteachfreedom.com. It will help you out. I promise you. It'll be a wonderful time. Okay? And I'm just here to help you guys, right? You guys understand that, right? I'm just here to help you. So hopefully this was helpful to you guys today. And if you have any questions, you're always welcome to reach out to me. And I hope you do. I hope you do reach out to me because I want to make sure that we're helping you guys out. That's what I Teach Freedom is all about, right? So go check it out. Reach out to me. Let's make some magic happen.